This house is a very special one because Luciano created, choosing himself material, colors. So we can say that this house really expresses personality. And it took him 10 years to build it, but he wanted to happen here because here is the center of his passion. There is the love for horses, so all the Pavarotti International Horse Show were organized here. The first Pavarotti and Friend was organized here. And there is the countryside. Luciano loved nature so much, he loved this space, it gave him serenity. So he decided to build this house like he was planning his house forever. In a way, unfortunately, it became forever because Luciano passed away here. We think that his spirit is still inside the house. And we hope that will stay forever. We decided to open as foundation the home, even if it was very personal for all of us, but because Luciano was always so nice to open the house to students, friends, colleagues, to enjoy life together, that we said maybe he would have loved to receive the love from the people that admire him, they went to see him, they want to know something more about him. And we tried 10 years ago, and the success is good, it's great. So we decided to keep it open, because we think that in the world there is a direct way to say, Luciano, we love you. So we left everything in the house like it was, adding some little things, like of course the tuxedo was not on display when Luciano was here with us. But for example, this table was his own table. Most of the people ask, but why so small? Because Luciano was a big card player. He always played Briscola and Burraco, two popular games here in Italy. So for him, this was the right size to play. Plus, he was always sitting here, and in this way he said, I'm in command of everything. He loved to check things, so the entrance, the kitchen, and the piano. So for him it was really special. And we decided to put inside this special table, up on this special table, some of his precious things. His own agenda. His agenda was like, we can consider an iPhone in paper, because all the information were inside the agenda. All the appointment, all the recipe that he collected around the world, all the telephone number organized in his own way. For example, you can find the number of the garden and then the number of the President of the United States and then the number of the baker. So for him, humans were all equal. Doesn't matter the position they had in life. For him, it was about human being, souls, Plus, there is something special that Luciano always made, was the fact that he was giving a remark to himself. And this, because he was never in competition with others, that's very important. I always underline to the singer, to the young singer, but always with himself. So he was never happy about his results. He always say, that note, I will do better tomorrow. So for him, this was an engine to grow and grow and become better and better, never happy, but never in competition with others. That's very important. So he never said, I'm better than him. He always say, I can do better. That is big difference. And then his handkerchief, he was well known all over the world for this handkerchief. Even the story of the handkerchief started in a funny way, because Luciano, the first concert outside theater, said, he always told me, I was in front of the mirror, and we Italian, as you can see, we use hands a lot, so he said, okay, where I'm putting the hands, I don't know. So suddenly he took an handkerchief, and it was still, that's working. So he decided to keep it, and it became like, we can say, a Linus blanket, always with him. So, and that became a big symbol, big trademark of Luciano in a way, So that was his special thing. Here is part of his collection. He loved to collect these, all letter or piece of score from the composer he loved most, like Puccini, Verdi, Donizetti, Bellini, Mascagni. And he loved to do that. And a lot of people, they knew him. When they want to give a gift to Luciano, a present, they choose this, because it was difficult, Luciano, to find a present. So we had really a huge collection he was very proud of. And this one instead is very special. It's signed by Caruso. It's a little piece that says, with the wishes most sincere for a great, great success. Dearly Caruso. And Luciano thought that this brought him a great luck. So he said, you know, one day I will pass to the next tenor. And it never happened. So now we have all the young singers coming here and touching and saying, okay, bring me good luck, I need it. So let's see if it's working. The tuxedo was a uniform for Luciano practically, and he used it for all the concert. And we have to remember that Luciano was the first tenor that brought opera outside the regular theater. He decided to bring opera to everyone. In order to do that, you know, he wanted to go even in space that was never used before, like big arena. His first concert at Madison Square Garden was really, whoa, highly criticized by opera critics, say, you can go there, we still hear the rebounds of the ball, you know, you can mix these things. But for Luciano, it was really important to bring opera among the people, because when he was young, people were singing opera in the street, and his dream, his inner dream, was to have this back, to have people really singing opera everywhere. So he thought, maybe if I go in bigger space, I can reach more people, and more people will fall in love with opera. So I think this was his mission, you know, to enlarge, to spread the love for opera everywhere. And this is a symbol of this desire, you know, to bring opera to everyone. This is a special piano because was the first big gift he received from his record company, Decca. So with the first contract, this fantastic piano came. And this piano followed him in all the houses he had in his life. So the first thing that entered in the house was the piano when we moved. Yes, this piano has to stay always with me. And he was not able to play piano. He used it to play the notes he needed to rehearse, to make the vocalizing. But he used a lot to study opera with the pianist and even to give lessons, because Luciano loved to give lessons to young students, because he was so helped when he was young for free, and he kept this tradition even with his own students. He never wanted a penny. That's very important for him. Was really fundamental. Do not receive money for that. So he decided to give for free, and this piano represents even that, you know, the affection he always had towards his students. This is the first picture with Verdi and the first tenor in Otello, Tamagni. And Luciano always made me laugh because he said, you know, I think it was made the sentence from this picture, from this moment, because sometimes Sinopi said, you are ahead of a tenor, means you are a little crazy. And he thought that Verdi did it for this tenor. That was particularly... So that for him was a very important picture. This is a full collection that we display, all done with Decca, because Luciano, I think, is one of the few artists in the world that stayed with the same record company for all his career, for all his life, we can say, because until the very end, he was with Decca. So we had a lot of interviews saying, you know, that Decca was just a family for him. He grew with Decca, and Decca became bigger through Luciano, Luciano became bigger through Decca, so they were together since ever. And this is the part of the collection. I think we should add more even, but part of the collection of all the recordings that were done. The numbers are incredible because he sold more than 150 million recordings in the world, so it's really huge number. He hit a lot of, he broke a lot of records, you know. For example, he was the first one that was first in the top chart of the pop chart, being a tenor, you know, so it was something very incredible. He's a Nessun Dorma creator, really, even now, even recently, become the most streamed part, so it was really fantastic.